Hi Hugh, good session the other day. Hope you found it helpful. I'm just going to run through a couple of things there in terms of the backswing that we were discussing. For me, setup wise, very, very good. There's always that kind of little forward press that you have in your swing, which is not a problem. It's like a little trigger that takes the golf club away. Nothing really wrong with that. The thing for me we're trying to focus on now is as that club starts moving back, we just sort of watch the movement of your head now, sort of quite a bit of sort of tilt there in your head to try to create the backswing. Now, for me, I think it's more of a trigger or more of a movement that you've just done maybe to help the backswing in the past when you're a little bit sort of stiffer, a bit tighter. Obviously in very good shape now. I said you lost a bit of weight with the exercising, so rotation isn't really a major issue for you now. So as we see on the other side, on the right hand image in a second, you don't need to move the head that much to complete the backswing. So for me, when you get that head sort of tilted to the side there now, it just puts a little bit of stress on the spine, obviously the spine being a bit tilted. And then when you come back to the golf ball now, that sort of right side, you're sort of sticking back here now, staying behind the ball. So you tend to bottom out a little bit early, catch it a bit thin. You'll see the strike on this club face now, really sort of twisting the club because of the impact there being a bit sort of heely, sort of leaning back and a bit sort of reachy for it. As a result of that, you look kind of quite tight and quite stuck here as you come to the ball. So if we look at the right hand one now, interesting enough, there's not really much of a forward press, which doesn't really matter. I mean, I wouldn't say take it out of the game if you don't need to, but if it's there, doesn't matter. If it's not there, again, no worries either way. But as the club goes back now, a much more stable head. I think we actually look at the practice swing when you're making some swings, and I think there's a practice swing. Much better movement there, as we can see that head staying a lot more on top of the body as we go back. Okay, so just try and work on that in terms of a movement. Then when the golf ball got there and the club was behind it, again, very, very good shoulder. There's going to be a little bit as we get to the top here now, but that's absolutely fine. If we compare those two positions as we get to the top of the backswing here now, how a good proportion of your head there is tilted off to the side there, and you can see more so when you come down to the golf ball how much more your head is kind of much more on top now, looking down. Seems a lot less cramped as we come through impact, a lot more freedom and room for your arms to swing, head and your shoulders and your spine looking a little bit more natural, as opposed to kind of this head now sort of hanging back here now, getting a bit stuck and a bit flipping there with the hands with the weight, as we said before, sometimes hanging back on this right foot. So we can work on that head position, just get to the top of the backswing with a slightly more neutral head. One way to sort of do that would be sort of to shut your left eye when you're setting up, just purely as a practice swing. Don't start playing golf with one eye shut because you might find it quite difficult with depth perception. But yeah, just in terms of practice, keep the left eye shut. If the head tilts too much now, your right eye being the open one won't be able to see past your nose. So yeah, work on that backswing position, and I'm sure you'll find a bit more consistency there with the strike. When it's very good, you swing the golf club nicely and the ball goes super really good. When it's not quite so good and the timing's a bit off, that's when the problems are rising. So we can improve that in consistency, get much more consistent with our ball flight. I'm sure those scores will start coming down and get that handicap reduced still further. So hope that all makes sense. Any questions, obviously give me a shout, and I'll see you soon.